Welcome back, Sinister Sippers. Okay. Fuck.
And do over.
We're not going to do this over, okay? We're just going to accept the difficulties today.
Oh, bless. Did you have a hard day?
I've been behind a computer screen every day.
Oh.
8 to 4:30.
You got a Hannah Montana palette today?
I did get a Hannah Montana palette.
Okay, see? Bright spot.
Go ahead and pour yourself a cup of tea, coffee, whatever you're going to drink tonight, okay?
If it's a pretzel skeleton cup, it's great.
A cow cup. We upgraded from chickens to cows. Tonight we're stepping away from the headlines and history books like we usually do. And we are going to cover some more family stories for you guys. Because y'all really liked that first episode about the midwife. Mm-hmm. But this one isn't more midwife stories. Oh, no. I forgot the picture of Paul. Hold on. I got y'all.
Oh, I don't have my phone. That's weird. Oh.
Tonight, zoom in, sorry. Tonight we're telling stories from my Paul. See, there he is. There's no crying in Sinister Sips Investigates.
Missed that man.
And look, there he is with River. She was so little.
That Paul.
So tonight's stories are stuff from him that he passed down over the years. And Mom's going to be telling a lot more of these because, she just does better with this family stories than I do. Okay. You want to do that one first?
Yeah, we do that one.
Okay, tell it.
Okay, so Haynard and
scary.
So, where my pa grew up, Haynard was a tale. At one point, she was a real person, but when my pa met her, she was no longer earthbound. Mm-hmm. Let's say. So Haynard was a witch. That's what my pa always called her. From the old school witch. And she lived in a little house. And the only thing that would grow on her property was a pear tree. And it never got any bigger. And that's the only thing that would grow there. And bordering the property were blackberry bushes. And to this day, if you go to the property, which is now owned by Duke Power, so you can't actually get to it anymore.
Legally, you can't legally get to
it. Yeah, you can't legally get to it.
If you don't get caught, it's not considered illegal.
Yeah. The only thing, I'm assuming they still own it. They owned it when I was younger. I don't know if they still do or not, but they did at the time. The only thing that would still grow there was the pear tree. Nothing else will grow there. And the remnants of the house were still there forever. So her story ended very tragically. She burnt herself up in her oven, and the house burnt down with her.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Was she by any chance from Nebo? We know a lot of psychos from Nebo.
No, she's from Chesterfield. The Chesterfield. And I don't know if I was always told, Paul always said that she burned herself up in her oven. I don't know if maybe the house caught on fire at night or she caught herself on fire cooking.
Something caught fire, house burned down.
He said that she would, when she was alive, she would get food and cook it for people that were in need and stuff like that. But she was also, as a spirit, not a very nice person.
What if someone was mad and they burnt her? They burnt the house on fire.
I mean, it could have happened. But she,
she did her civic duty better than I did.
So the story goes that after she passed away, someone with brown hair or black hair could not set foot on her property, or she'd burn them up in her oven as well. It was also said, and we have family members that done it, that a dog, it didn't matter how tough that dog was, when he got towards that property line, he or she, they'd tuck their tail between their legs and they'd run.
Okay, who did it?
One of the cousins took a hunting dog.
Oh, okay.
And the dog was not afraid of anything. And he literally tucked his tail between his legs, and they found him back at the house. he would not go on the property.
You know, with the fuck home.
Um,
He said, all right, bitch, I'm out.
Haynard is also known that if you are picking blackberries on her property, she will chase you and she will beat you with her cane.
That's what happened to Paul.
Yes, and some of his brothers. So they were picking blackberries in the woods, and they got too close to where she had lived, and she came out of the wood line with her cane and started fussing at them, telling them to get off her property. And they didn't listen, and they kept on picking. They just went down a little further. You know, she's an old woman. She don't know what she's talking about. Ain't nobody lives here. Went down a little bit further, and they started picking blackberries again. And she come out, y'all need to get off my property, gone. And they didn't listen, so she come after them. And she followed them to the end of the road area. And they had welts and everything where she had beat them with her cane because they were picking blackberries on her property. And that's not the only time that they saw her and dealt with her. And she was not living.
There's another one?
Well, they went over, once they were grown, they would take people over there, and she'd run people off.
Yeah, y'all bitch asses tried to make me think that y'all did that to me in the truck, and it was just fucking Michael shaking the fucking truck. I was terrified. Terrified.
But I have a personal story with Haynard.
What is up with you telling these things I've never heard?
So when I was a little girl, I stayed during the summer when school was out with my pa because he didn't work. He didn't have
did the same thing.
Yeah. He worked his garden and grew vegetables and sold that kind of stuff and made money that way. And he, but he was at home, so I stayed with Paul. Well, there were some times that we would go places like we would go pick blackberries or blueberries, or we would go to his brother's house, one of his brother's houses a lot. Well, one of his brothers lived over here in Chesterfield, on the same road that Haynard's house was on. And I used to hate to go over there because I would be so bored, because it would be nothing but the adults talking, and there was always the news on TV. And I'm sorry, if you have a kid, the news sucks. Okay, no kid wants to watch the news. And if they do, have them evaluated. Something's wrong. Okay, I'm just saying, the news is boring. We do not want to watch the news.
If your kid dresses up as the WBTV weatherman for Halloween, have them evaluated.
Listen, he didn't need any more on his plate, okay? I done the evaluation. He's a freak. We know it. But anyway, so we would go over, and a lot of times when we would go over, the adults would be inside talking. I go outside and play because there ain't nothing else to do. There's a lot of mud. You can make mud pies. And I vividly remember playing with this old woman in the woods right behind that house.
Bitch, you could have been kidnapped.
I remember playing with her, making mud pies with her, putting stuff in bottles like leaves and shit. I very vividly have this memory of playing with this old woman in the woods.
That's how you get kidnapped.
In that house, I was blonde. I was good.
That's how you get murdered.
I was good. I was a blonde child. I didn't have brown hair. I've been all right. But I'm very, and I don't ever know why I never said anything to anyone about it. Because
this was back in the 80s. You didn't say shit.
She was my friend. We played. I mean, I vividly remember this woman with a cane, and she had that little bonnet thing on, which that wasn't you saw, I mean, all of them up in the mountains would wear their little bonnets, and stuff. You didn't think anything of that. But I remember playing with this woman, and she was my friend. We would sing little songs, and we would put mud pies together. And like I said, I remember putting stuff in jars, like leaves and stuff in jars.
She's having you do her dirty work for her.
Listen, it is what it is. But I vividly remember.
You never told Paul?
No, I never thought to tell anybody because the adults were all in the house talking. I had to entertain myself some way, and that one day I was playing there at the edge of the woods, and I was like I don't know what I was doing, probably stirring something with a stick, because, it's always been about cooking. I'm telling you, cooking and gardening, I am a witch. But I remember sitting there, and I remember hearing someone ask me, well, come on, do you want to play?
Pennywise asked that shit too.
Yeah, but this was before Pennywise. But, or can I play or something? I don't know. And I remember playing with this woman.
All right, go get the Ouija board out. You're telling your pal.
I mean, she never scared me, though. I never had a bad vibe. I never was afraid of her. But maybe that's also why I remember when I was little and I'd be playing in my bedroom, I remember being able to make a door in the wall and go through the wall.
That's called a lucid dream.
No, but I mean, and it's not like one occurrence. I remember going over there quite often and playing with this old woman in the woods.
Paul. No. You know what? I'll be back. I'll be back. No, you keep talking.
I had to get a drink of tea. Is that okay with you? But it's not like... I don't even know how to describe it.
Here, tell him.
Hey, my pal.
Tell him. He gonna sit here and listen to you now.
But that was, I mean, that's...
Give me my paw. You tell my paw.
That's countless memories as a child of this. So I think,
Mom?
I mean, now as an adult, when this was brought up and you asked me about talking about Haynard and Paul's stories and what we would listen to, because this was what...
Paul's got to be in the shot.
When I had sleepovers as a kid for my birthday parties, after we would eat our pizza and chips and watch a movie or something, we would walk down the road to Mom and Paul's house, and Paul would tell us scary stories. And he always told us about Haynard and the fire pumpkins and seeing the flames come up out of the ground, which we will get to, and things like that, and stuff that him and Ma have saw through their lives. And that was what, and then we would walk back up the hill in pitch black because we didn't have street lights because we lived in Bumpkinville, and walk back up the hill during dark, and then we were supposed to go to bed. So, but now that I'm looking back on it, and the way Paul described her in the old-timey dress with the apron and the little bonnet thing on and the cane, that's the woman I played with in the woods.
You hear this? Do you hear this? I hope you hear this.
Well, she was never mean to me.
Oh, wait, you're dusty.
But I didn't pick her blackberries either. You just took away somebody we knew.
He was dusty.
Yeah, dust is remnants of people. So that's why we don't dust. It might be somebody we know. Anyway, okay, so.
Okay, what's the next one? You ready to go to the next one?
Oh, yeah, we can go to the next one.
Fallen Rock. Now, listen.
Aww.
When I tell Cody this, he goes, that's fucking stupid.
So it's not a scary story.
It's not.
It's just a funny little thing. And
Keeps you entertained when you're on car rides and you're about to die because, Paul turned left on red.
Yeah, and you're praying to Jesus you make it through.
You're hoping that the back seat gets the brake pedal.
Yeah, there's probably like a lot of diamonds in that old car.
There's a dent in the passenger floorboard of the silver one.
You're trying to make the
Trying
brakes
to make the
and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Bless him. Bless
There's
him.
a ditch into the carpet from all
And
the
he would
pushing
tell
we
you,
put down.
when we told him we thought it was time for him to quit driving, he told us that he had ticket money. He wasn't worried about it.
Exactly.
So,
Stubborn.
yeah, a little bit. But, so, when we go up to the mountains or we go to Wilson's Creek or wherever.
Riding around anywhere.
We did a lot of road trips and stuff when I was little, and not like far off places. Just you would get in the car and you'd go somewhere, unless it was Mom and Paul's anniversary, and then I always went with them to South Carolina to get a peach.
One reason for these. Okay, hold on. There's a speck on. Okay, it made me look like this, like looking at myself. Okay, so these usual car rides would go something like this. Okay, Miles got her oxygen tank on.
She didn't have that when I was little.
And like you'd hear, "Damn it, Steve, get me out of this house!" all right, Mama. Americans, come on, we're going on a car ride. Okay.
When I was little, it would be Saturday morning, and you get up and you get your bowl of cereal, and you go and sit down in front of the TV in your little footy pajamas with Teddy Ruxpin or My Little Pony or Care Bears. Yep. Mm-hmm. And you sit down and you have your bowl of cereal, and you're eating your cereal watching cartoons because they were awesome. And, you know, He-Man's coming on and She-Ra. You got your morning set. You know what you're going to do. And Paul comes up. Come on, Toot. Let's go get breakfast. And then you come back home at dinner time.
Yeah.
Just the way it was. And yes, I know. Every time that this comes up, it's my mama and her siblings will remind me they didn't get takeout breakfast until I came around.
I was 16 and still getting food, plate made, set in front of me as I woke up from my nap.
But I grew up right next door to my grandparents.
We were spoiled.
And
we got completely off topic.
I was more one of the kids than the grandkid. But anyway, so that's why a lot of these stories are very near and dear.
That's why we have him sitting here.
So when you go on these road trips and you see the signs, if you go up into the mountains of the North Carolina area, you'll see signs that say falling rock or watch for falling rock. Because sometimes the mountains get pissed off and throw rocks at people.
I wholeheartedly believe Helene was the mountain being pissed off at people.
Yeah, that had enough. But, so you have to watch for that rock because it can take you out.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul would always tell us that long ago, there were two Native American tribes.
That's not the word.
There was a Native American tribe, not two. There was a Native American tribe. And the chief of the tribe had to decide who was going to be his predecessor between his two sons. So he sent the two sons, Standing Rock and Falling Rock, into the wilderness, and who come back to speak with their spirit guides and things like that. The one that would come back first was going to be chief of the village.
Almost like a rite, like a coming of age.
Yes, rite of passage, things of that.
Sorry, my phone volume's on.
So the two sons went out. Well, several weeks later, Standing Rock returned, and he is the son that was made chief. Mm-hmm. Well, they kept waiting for Falling Rock. Weeks went by, months, and he never came back. So that's why today, when you're in the mountains, you see the signs to watch for Falling Rock, because they're still trying to find him and bring him home.
And that's what I get told. That's the stupidest story I ever heard. You believe that shit as a kid?
Yes, I did. And if he'd been told it as a kid, he'd have believed it too. But here's the thing. It was something to entertain the kids.
Yeah, but most people, even, that didn't hear the story, they're like, you actually believe that? Yeah, because whatever my pa said was true. Still is. I'll argue that to this day. I don't care if you can Google that he was wrong. Google's fucking wrong.
Yeah, we put a lot of faith and a lot of stake in that man.
Let's see. This one's my story.
Oh, yeah, this one is your story.
So, we're in the foothills, Mom and Pop got a new house. Okay. I remember vividly the moving process.
Oh, yes.
Because it was the first time I met Uncle Alan's dog, Thunder, and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever, okay? He had a black lab, okay?
And you were also very upset because your mom and Pop were moving your status quo.
Yes. Yes, they were not beside me anymore, okay?
They were messing with your cheek.
I was pissed. I don't like change. And, I had a bedroom. Mm-hmm. I didn't sleep in it until I was a teenager.
That was my bedroom, too.
At this new house, I had a bedroom with a closet. I didn't sleep in it until I was a teenager. Yeah. I slept in the bed with my mom. And Paul would go sleep on the couch. So she could scratch my back and put me to sleep.
When I came home from Maryland, when Mama had her gallbladder surgery, I slept with my mom. I was a grown woman with 3 kids. But I needed my mom.
So, at the new property, okay, Basically, when you go there, you're on pavement, and then you hit dirt road, and the GPS makes you look like you're in Wonderland because it didn't pick up the dirt road.
Uh-huh.
And out in the woods in front of the house, which we didn't find this out till after, but this is important. There's the outline in rocks of a person, like a child-sized person. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there's also some other formations like swirls and things that's done in the rock.
Mm-hmm. So, what was happening was I was going outside and playing because we weren't iPad kids. iPads weren't a thing. I would stay inside and watch TV, but I would go outside and play. Mm-hmm. And there was this little Native American girl who came to play with me. Thought it was the coolest shit ever. I mean, come on. She just appeared. It was a friend that appeared. I was in kindergarten, first grade. That was cool shit.
You were in kindergarten.
Kindergarten, okay. And she would leave me little rocks on the steps for the next morning because I usually stayed the night. Even on school nights, I would stay the night. Mm. And I would tell them, even up into 4th grade, she left the rocks. Well, in kindergarten, nobody believed it was the little Native American girl I played with, okay? They blamed that shit on me.
No, Ma figured when you were playing, you were just putting the rocks on the steps.
Yeah,
as a game.
Yeah, they thought I was honestly leaving the rocks there. Until we went on a vacation without Mom and Pa. And the rocks were still getting put on the steps.
So every night, or every morning, whatever, Ma would brush the steps off and put the rocks back down into the rocks for the pathway. So she knew she took them down. They were gone. And then there for a while, they started leaving them on. And then the next morning, they get up and they'd be on the other side. Mm-hmm.
See, she remembers more of the details.
Yeah.
Because I was in kindergarten.
Because Ma, you know, she thought that it was just a game that Americus was playing while she was in the rocks. You know, she's out there playing and she's putting the rocks on the steps for whatever reason. Who knows? It's probably for her horses to follow the trail from. And so the first several times that she found them, she'd just brush them off and then the next morning they'd be back or the next day they'd be back.
And I went over there every evening after school.
Because they picked you up from school. So then it went from, so that was, you know, the whole thing. There was like, okay, well, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So she was like, well, I'm going to leave them up there, and maybe she won't put no more up there. But nope, then the next morning, they were on both sides of the steps. So she just got to the point that regardless if it was on one side or both sides, she'd take them off. And then we went to the beach without Mom and Pa, which was very odd.
Yeah, why didn't they go that time?
I think we just took a short trip. It wasn't like a full week trip. We were just going down for a couple days.
I don't remember. Okay, listen. Not to sound like I had a traumatic childhood, because I didn't. But there's a lot of that stuff that just blurs together because you were a kid and every day was just fun.
Yeah. That might have been like our second beach trip that year.
Okay.
And I think that's why. Because we weren't going down for a full week.
I don't remember.
Okay, but anyway. So we go to the beach. And then when we got back, Ma was telling us what was going on with the rocks. And she said, and then y'all were going to the beach, and I got up every single morning and there's rocks on the steps again. And America's in there in the living room playing, minding her own little business. You know, she having her big old time. And Ma says, I don't know where the rocks come from. I'm wondering if the birds are doing it. And Americus pops up and goes, no, that's my friend that I play with in the yard. So, of course, then we're like, okay, what friend? You got a what?
Because it's not like it would have been Raven.
No.
And Raven wouldn't have come up there without me.
No. And it's, you know, also there wasn't any other children around. No, and
Raven was much older than me. So why would she put rocks on the steps?
Exactly. There wasn't a lot of kids in that area that were your age. So we were like, okay, what friend? What are you talking about? And she starts talking about a little Native American girl that comes out of the woods, and they play together out in the yard.
Did I by any chance compare her to like the ones in Spirit?
Probably so.
I was like, you know, like the person that got Spirit Stallions. I found a girl at my new job who loves Spirit just as much as me. Speaking of Spirit.
Anyway.
So shout out if you listen to this, because I told you about it.
Anyway, okay.
But I think that's how I described her, was like, I think I literally told y'all, like the one that pulls on his nose.
Yes.
Oh, the screen's about to go dark.
So, and y'all played, whatever. It was, I never thought anything else of it. I didn't think it was odd. I didn't find it unusual. I was just like, okay, cool. She's got a little friend that she plays with in the woods.
Who's not exactly living.
No, well, I mean.
Oh, as I got older, I would have, like, vivid imaginations of, like, her flying around the house.
Yeah.
But, like, she'd be gray, like the Harry Potter ghosts.
Aww.
And then you'd hear something creak in the woods, and it was dark, and you couldn't see, and you'd get scared as fuck. And that's when you'd roll over and put your back to the window and go the fuck to sleep. On the couch. Because you wanted to watch the Dish on Demand.
Yeah. Should have been at the old house.
No, thank you.
When, it's summertime and you have the tree frogs going crazy because it's mating season every night. And if that's not enough, then you also get the katydids going. And you have the...
That was a spicy dip.
That was a face.
It's like all the spice was down there at the bottom.
Ew.
Like some of
No,
the tea had like leaked out or something. Like the actual leaves.
Oh, yeah. And then you're laying there and you're almost asleep and you hear something run across the roof. It was, I don't know, raccoons. I don't know. Aliens. I don't know.
I don't know. I always thought what I heard in the woods on Snap Street was like some sort of dog man. I don't know. I just had this feeling it was like a werewolf dog man thing.
Oh, Hunter swears he saw the Grinch and he pulled his head off in the window over there. That's why he wouldn't sleep in that bedroom.
Hunter's a pussy.
Well, no, that was like when he was little. And
yeah, like Max the dog licked his face.
But he come in and was like terrified and didn't want to go spend the night at Mom and Pa's that night. And I was like, why? What's wrong? And he said that the Grinch was in the window and he pulled his head off. The Grinch pulled his head off and was holding his head still looking in the window. And...
well, he was a twisted ass kid. This is the same kid when the bus driver was 2 minutes late was making the most
you
vivid...
could see the bus! You could see the bus!
Was making the most vivid...
Maybe there was a wreck and he's like spewing blood. And this is coming from my kindergartner. And maybe he's like, just like, dude, I can see the bus. Well, maybe he's like got stabbed by something. Dude, the bus is rolling.
So, but I mean, you can't tell me looking out the backwoods, especially with the shed in the backyard. Yeah. I don't know, that shed always gave me a creepy fucking vibe.
Yeah.
I don't like that shed. I like walking past that shed. I didn't look in that shed. I did one time. There was a deer head.
Mm-hmm.
Taxidermied.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
What if it wasn't taxidermied? What if I looked at the W thing?
Bless you. Bless you, child.
Okay, I have this next. Do you want to talk about this or something else?
Now, what else you got?
Fuck you. What? That was so rude. What?
That is so vague. That is vague as fuck. That is like the vaguest shit ever. Any others?
I was putting this together rather quickly.
So, I mean, our family's had a lot of paranormal experiences.
Okay, well, we're speaking about Mom and Pa. Let's go ahead and talk about the day that we were going to go tell the family that I was pregnant with River May. We're getting ready to go up to Julian Price's park. I'm dressed, I'm ready. I'm not fucking happy because I was pregnant and couldn't eat. All my shit was set in and I was done with life. That was the only bad part about my pregnancy was the puking. I think I was more afraid that I was going to have to puke like halfway on the way up and shit.
Yeah.
And that they were going to make something that I couldn't eat. That River just decided that day, no, I don't like that shit anymore. And I'm walking past the front door. I think I was going to go out the front door. Oh, I was going out the front door to get something or put something in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw my mom walking into the house.
Mm-hmm.
Pink Oak Island shirt and all. I could probably go through all her shirts and find the exact one that I'm pretty sure she was wearing.
Yeah.
And then River, sweet little River, will randomly wave, and we're like, who are you talking to? My ma, my
Mhm.
papa, my pa.
Yep.
My pa love me. I miss my pa. Yeah, because he bring you honey buns every Saturday morning. He would. We had like a year-long stash of honey buns.
Well, there's been a couple mornings I've been the first one up on the weekend, and I'll come in here and start putting coffee on, and I'll hear that crutch hit that door. And then you walk in the dining room, and that's all you just smell him. Been a couple mornings I just made him a cup of coffee and set it there.
Because he'd always just drive over here and sit.
Mm-hmm. But there's...
And, like, the first weekend when I came over, because we stayed at Cody's that weekend, too. I'd come from Cody's just to pick something up. We were off work. There was something. And I was driving home early in the morning. And I went, oh, I hope Paul's not in my parking spot. And then it just hit, and I was like, I sat in my car for a minute. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah. It will. It hits you like that. But we've had a lot of those types of experiences and stuff within the family, and there's a lot of stories. There's probably a lot now that I can't even think of that'll come to me later.
And they'll be like, 3 or 4... Sorry, I didn't know Airbnb made that noise. And there'll be like several parts more talking about different things and going through the different things. Because I think next we need an episode on Mall.
Yeah. What is that face?
I couldn't tell if that was a cat.
It's always a cat. It's Fred and George. They're chasing mouse.
No, but...
Yeah. It sounded like the cane, not the crutch.
Hitting the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was not a cat. I knew that wasn't a cat. Ignore my toddler spoon. She don't like her
They
food.
make the best teaspoons.
Someone's blowing up my Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah, so if y'all hear that sound in the video, that's the sound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll pick up because of the mics.
Who knows? We might actually... You might get a visitor on your podcast. You don't know.
Yeah, next thing you know, like, my other mom is mom's watching it. She's like, what's that in the background? And she, like, comments on it. I go back, I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean was in the background, Mom? I would call her. If I read that as a comment, I would call Juju, and I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sorry to bother you at work.
Ow, ow, ow.
So, is that all we're going to share for now?
I mean...
Unless you want to talk about the fire coming out of the ground.
Oh, the fire coming out of the ground. Okay.
The ground fire.
So
Wait, we have more.
So, when Paul was young, he lived right across the street on the other side, though.
Uh-huh.
Like, the other end of that
Sorry,
piece
I
of
was trying
property.
to read this person's username.
And he would...
It's all business. It's all about it's the podcast Instagram.
And he would go and walk and do stuff. They were, not a wealthy family. You didn't, there wasn't a lot of things to do. And
You could stare at the wall.
Yeah. Work. And he said that not far from the house here, up at the branch, that he sat there one night when he was a kid. And I don't know how old he was. 12, 13, I think is what he said. That he sat there one night and watched fire coming out of the earth, just burning out of the earth. And he said he believes that he saw the gate to hell.
Probably.
But said he saw it several times when he was younger, that he would just go sit and watch it.
That's such a man thing.
Yeah.
Just to go watch fire. It's such a man thing.
And that's what he
Men's
would talk
fascination
about.
with fire is like...
He would talk about the Brown Mountain lights and that it's orbs of energy coming out of the earth.
Well, yeah, because the mountains be haunted as fuck.
And then there's also when the road was cut where we live.
Yeah, whoever cut this road, turning left out of here is a bitch, and I hate you for that.
Paul said when they had this road cut in, that there were stone tablets underneath big, huge stone tablets in writing that no one knew what it was. And they were paved over. That there was a bunch of government men showed up, and then the next thing they knew, they were all paved over.
It was the Men in Black. Will Smith done showed up.
Come the Men in Black.
Will Smith.
They forgot to flashy thingy somebody.
But we had the same kind of issue, not like the Men in Black literally showed up, because obviously not. We still live here.
Yeah.
But when they started clear cutting over here, we had a lot of shit happening.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a lot of shit in these woods.
There's a lot of indigenous things in these woods that were here long before.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to disrespect any of y'all in the woods. I did not mean to call y'all shit.
No.
Before y'all come tapping on my window, because I will have a bitch fit.
But there are good things and not so good things that live in the woods.
Yeah, I still want to know what Eli caught on the trail camera that time.
But you can't always...
Made a mess on the table.
be afraid of it.
No, but it's not a bad thing to be afraid of it.
No. Be respectful.
Yeah, we'll go with respectful. We'll go just take the hell away from it.
Well, that's being respectful. You don't mess in their space, they won't mess in your space.
Mess in their space.
But yeah, there's so many things that he saw and experienced.
He wanted us to record these and turn them into a book. So we're doing it.
That's what I wanted to do.
But he was all for it.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We're going to share them with y'all.
Well, and then there was the airport. There's a ghost at the airport.
Bingo, you're going to the airport. Airport? I'm not going to the airport.
So the airport road, there is a ghost dog that is supposed to, that if you took your wagon up, or the truck or whatever, your vehicle up to the airport, that the this little ghost dog would follow you all the way up until, because he had died there on the property.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Why you gotta talk about some dying dog?
Well, it come back as a ghost, but it's, it's like Casper's friend Bobo or something.
Bobo.
I don't know. I couldn't think of a dog's name.
Come out with Bobo.
I don't name dogs. I have cats.
Buster. We talked about this with Murdoch. Buster.
I have cats. Okay? Cats you can name stupid shit. Nobody cares.
No. People name cats the most humane name ever. It'll be like a cat with the name of Victoria.
Fred,
Eugene.
George.
The other two whose names we won't say. Yeah, like, cats get human names.
Fluffernutter.
I wanted to name her Eileen. But your dumbass bitch ex-husband wouldn't fucking let me.
Oh,
she was a serial killer cat, okay? She killed a baby bunny and played with his head, so I wanted to name her Eileen.
That's the only reason I kept her.
Well, your piece of shit ex-husband said no and named her Fluff.
I started calling her Fluffernutter.
Bitch would have been happier as a Eileen or a Warnos. Bundy. Dahmer.
Anyway.
Bitch was psycho.
She really was. Her kittens are too. I love it.
And she was the most in-tune cat ever.
Her kittens caught a squirrel.
Of course they did. And this is what we talk about. Like, with these episodes, y'all get a better glimpse of what we really talk about when we talk about this shit. I got the hiccups. And not just like the scripted, here's the information.
Yeah.
Hold on, I had to have a string cheese snacky style. Clean up my string cheese snacky mess.
But there's so many stories, and you think of so much stuff that you hear as a child, and that you're told.
Well, and like, I'm not even trying to be, not to bring up those woods again, but I don't know, there was just something about them. It's like something was in it.
Mm-hmm. And
Paul and I would walk down to the branch all the time.
Yeah.
And I'd get bitched out by your ex-husband for making him go down there, but it was his fucking idea.
Anyway.
Moral of the story.
Anywho.
Paul was great.
Yeah, he really was.
And he would have had Rufus so spoiled fucking rotten. Oh, yeah. Weekend mornings, little heifer would wake up. Where my Paul? He's not here yet. Where my Paul? He's not here yet. Want my Paul? Okay, girl. Damn. But there are a lot more. And there's a lot more from him and Maul both.
Yeah.
That we could tell and that we're going to tell.
Yes.
And if y'all like this, we'll just keep doing this for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
This is more fun than reading a script.
We got all kinds of shit we can pull out.
This is more fun than reading from a script.
Yeah, it really is. It's more banter.
Oh, I just think it's fun because
And
you talk more.
tangents.
You don't do all the reading. And this just feels...
You just want everybody to hear that I sound like damn cornbread when I'm on a freaking recording.
Bitch, I sound more hick than you on the recordings. I listen to them.
Oh, that's funny.
I think it's because my voice is just slightly deeper than yours.
That's funny. You sound like real cornbread.
It's going to be bad in the Murdoch episode, you know. Beaufort County. I come out Beaufort. I was like, oh, dear God. Something's wrong with my hair. Oh, it's sticking up. We went swimming, so my hair's a wreck. All right, Paul, you got any more you want us to tell tonight? Oh. No, I think he done. He wants his cup of coffee.
I got tea.
All right, Sinister Sippers. We will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye. I gotta find the button.